Do you ever notice how quickly you are to blame yourself when something doesn't work out? So, if you finally muster the courage to record a YouTube video and you're not able to do it, you blame yourself for not being able to do it. If you make a plan and then you don't stick to it, you blame yourself for it. But what if I told you that self blame that you've been carrying, it's actually not a proof that you're broken, it's simply your brain trying to keep you safe. See, back in 2019, when I moved to Canada and I wanted to create a YouTube channel, I did not do it for the first 3 years of my life. And the reason that I did not do it was because every time I would start, I would get caught into this wormhole of trying to create a perfect video and comparing myself with all the other popular creators out there and just telling myself that I did not have it in me in order to post content. And this is where things get really interesting. It was not my lack of skills or it was not my lack of not knowing how to create content. It was simply my brain trying to keep me safe from actually doing something that's scary, but also something that's going to help me level up. When your brain is used to living a certain way for so much of your life, suddenly when you try to push it to do something scary, of course it goes, hang on a second, what is happening here? Why is he trying to do something that's going to put a pressure on me and force me to become better? And this is precisely what's happening in your brain every time you try to do something that's scary, be it trying to record your first YouTube video or trying to get comfortable talking on camera. So I want you to remember that all these feelings that you're getting, it's actually not an evidence of you lacking something. It's simply your brain trying to keep you safe from the unknown and the scary bit of actually leveling up and improving. It's your nervous system telling you, hey, let's not risk this. Why are we doing this? We don't need to be doing this. We are comfortable where we are and let's just stay there. Here's the thing, self-blame is a safety strategy. So if you convince yourself that you are the problem, you no longer need to worry about taking the bigger risks and challenges. Being visible, being judged, failing where people can actually see you. And if that sounds messed up but familiar, trust me, you're not alone, because literally so many people go through the same thing. This is simply the same loop so many perfectionist creators keep stuck in for months or sometimes years that prevents them from ever taking action. And I want to make sure you don't end up being one of those creators. And you know what the wild part is? You already know how to take risks in other areas of your life. You have already taken job interviews that felt scary. I bet you have even told someone how you feel about them without even knowing if they were going to reciprocate the same feelings. And all those things are scary. That's courage. So the part that's missing here is not bravery or a skill. It's simply beginning to pay attention to noticing that your I am the problem story is simply your fear wearing a different outfit. One of the clients that I've worked with actually had years of half-finished projects, and she had this theme of starting projects but never finishing them. And she used to think that it's because she's flaky. When we did the deep dive of her self-sabotage patterns and actually tried to understand why she was calling herself flaky and why she was jumping from project to project, we discovered that it was actually her way of not following through because of this inherent fear of failure that she had. And so she did not want to find herself as being a failure, and that's why she was switching projects, telling herself that these were simply the things that she was not interested in. While all this time she could have pursued any of those projects and became successful at those had she just kept following those projects and not quit halfway. Every time things got uncomfortable, her self-blame kicked in and preventing her from actually following through. So we followed a very specific strategy tailored for her. And because of that, she was able to post a small post on Instagram, and then she was able to post a story, and later on she was able to post a reel, and then she was able to consistently post reels every single day. And now she calls herself a creator, and she no longer has that self-blame preventing her from taking action. So here's how you get free. Next time you hear that voice telling you that it's your fault that you're not able to follow through, I want you to pause and I want you to ask yourself this one question. Don't argue with it. Just ask yourself, what is this voice trying to protect me from? You don't have to erase the voice completely. Just take one tiny action, as it will retrain your brain to see visibility as being safe. And if you need someone in your corner while you take these small courageous so that you don't fall into the same internal loop, then that's exactly the work that I do with my clients. Either way, remember, your self blame is not a proof that you're broken, it's simply a proof that you care. And you can learn to care without keeping yourself so small. If you felt seen in this video and if this resonated with you, subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next video.